we're not exactly sure. We have different theories, and of course, we have many people who seem to think that it's just people amongst our own people that are responsible for it, and for some reason, that theory gets a lot of reinforcement every single day. Now, I can't rule it out, but I do find it interesting that that's what we hear the most, how shall we say, fact and theory presented, or theories presented as facts. I'm not saying there was a scientist that did that. No scientist ever presented theory as fact. But, if you ever did that, then you're not exactly abiding by the scientific method, are you? So, and every theory is as good as any other. Maybe that's just a way to actually visualize what this ancient enemy is. We just don't know. And Old World Delaware says it in a very simple way. Restart the computer. Maybe the game is just not going the way I want it to go. And so that's where the reset comes into play. Now, if anybody remembers, and I'm going to date myself here, your old Atari 2600, when things weren't going well on Star Master, you just clicked the reset switch. Boom. And then you started the game over. Hoping to do better. Maybe, just maybe, you could actually destroy all the aliens and get the high rank. But anyways. Angel dreams, perhaps all the eras are happening at the same time. And that's another good consideration. Maybe the eras are happening at the same time. What exactly is time? Another one of those good discussions that we can have in a future exploration. But again, for the purposes of this one, we are going by the theory that time is linear. Ah, yes, one of the best scientific discussions that they had in Star Trek Deep Space Nine about linear time. But do we really exist in linear time? It's up to debate. Even that's theoretical in a lot of ways. So moving on from the 5 eras theory, I want to highlight the example of the 1976 film Logan's Run, starring Michael York, Jenny Agutter, and Richard Jordan. And what's really intriguing about Logan's Run is it's a film that'll show you an example of what a reset will look like. There is a reset that occurs towards the end of the film, albeit an accidental reset. There's a reset that occurred before the film starts that the characters have vague knowledge of. And if you're not familiar with the film, what's happened is it's set in the 23rd century on the official chronology, and there's some catastrophe that's destroyed humanity, and the survivors live in these dome cities. And they live in relative pleasure in these dome cities. They live a leisurely life, very, very hedonistic. But there's a catch. When you turn 30, you have to report to Carousel, and that's what you see all these individuals who have turned 30, Capricorn 6s, as the film says, and they get zapped up in this carousel. Now, these individuals believe that if they reach the top, they're going to renew. And the people crowded around watching this macabre display are shouting, renewal, renewal. But what you don't realize, or at least what they're not aware of, is they all get blasted by lasers, and none of them actually renew, which is what the city computer confirms for the main character, Logan. You mean no one's ever renewed?